بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Inshallah, we're going to shift a little bit, not too much from our regular discussion, and we get to put some frosting in the cake. Although that to put the frosting on the cake is going to present some challenge for myself. I'm going to read or try to read for you from the book Minhaj al-Qasidin, and I'm going to make attempt to translate to you what I read in Arabic, if I can read it in Arabic, and if I can translate it. And after this, inshallah, we will request one of the brothers here to read the English version, which is like a summary of what I'm going to be, what we're talking about. This is going to be a reading and translation and explanation from book مختصر منهاج القاصدين, and this by Sheikh Abdul Rahman ibn Qudama al-Maqdisi. And those people, those great scholars, the early scholars, you can see the guidance and the mercy of Allah upon them. So when they talk, even for somebody like me to understand what they're talking, maybe have to bring some dictionaries and somebody to explain to me what they're saying, because the high level of selecting their words and their sentences, and if I attribute it to anything, I will attribute it to the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that bestow light on these people. Ibn Qudama al-Maqdisi, he lived in the 6th century, so very close to the time period of the Tabi'een. Nevertheless, he have a chapter in his book which I had recommended for you to obtain and to read in it, which some of you did and some didn't. Again, like they say, you can take the horse to the water, but you could not make the horse eat.
Drink.
Thank you. So there is two people awake in the class. فصل في بيان اجتماع الصبر والشكر على وجه واحد. This chapter concerning patience and gratitude be combined together. Perhaps لعلك تقول, perhaps he may say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in everything exists, there is a ni'mah. So that means you're trying to say that test and calamity is not exist there. So what is the meaning of patience and endurance? And if calamity exists, so what does it mean to talk about gratitude to be combined with the calamity? And how patience and shukr, how patience and gratitude can be combined together? Because sabr and patience, it deals with agony and suffering. This okay, you can go if you want. And gratitude require joy and happiness, and both of them are opposite. Anybody understand anything in my Spanish? Yeah. You have to know that test and calamity exist, and also the favor and the blessing of Allah exist. It's not every calamity that you're going to have sabr and patience with it. As example, This belief, it is a calamity and a test. And it's no way you can have sabr and patience with kufr. Same thing, disobedience of Allah. Okay? Disobedience of Allah is something bad. Is a calamity. Is a test. But can somebody tell you, brother, be patient? Be patient, what does this mean? Patient with ma'asiyah, continue doing haram? No, you could not do this. But the kafir, he doesn't know that his kufr is a test. This will be similar to a person, that a person is sick, but he is not suffering out of the illness because he is fainted. You understand this? Oh, mashallah. Red color. Oh. How are you? You should come early so you can take my chair. Jazakallah khair. Say a person can have, as example, illness, but he doesn't feel the pain because he is what? He's unconscious. Does this make sense? Okay? But the illness is there, and if he's awake, he will feel the pain. Do you understand? Yeah. Alright. As a result of this, the person who is disobedient to Allah, he knows that he is disobeying Allah, and he has to quit. And every calamity which a human being can avoid it, we could not tell him have sabr with it. For a person to avoid to drink water, oh, you read what I was just with it. MashaAllah. So if a person avoid drinking the water until he becomes so thirsty, and after this somebody tell him, endure the agony and be patient, this is not correct, because being thirsty is a suffering and can cause you illness, sickness, and you are required to save your life. But the sabr will be, and endurance will be, if something fall into or upon you which you could not avoid it. As a result of this, that your duty as a Muslim to be grateful and patient in the same time can exist. I understand I'm talking that language is not easy to understand. As example, a rich person, being rich, it can turn him to be exposed to destruction. How? Because somebody maybe want to kill him because he's rich and he want to get his money. Okay? Being healthy, the same thing. There is no favor that we in this dunya unless that you should be patient with it. And a person, it may be the favor can be a test for him, although that it is a favor. Let's say, and give example, a person ignorant or doesn't know when he's going to die. Okay? He doesn't know when death is going to approach him. This itself is ni'mah, is a blessing. That because if you know when you're going to die, now you are not going to enjoy life, you are not going to be able to function, because now you're waiting for a moment of your death. As a result of this, his agony and sadness will be too long and too much for him. Another example, some people, they don't like you or hate you or they want to hurt you. It exists in their hearts, but you don't know about it. So this be a ni'mah for you, because if you get to know that so and so hit you, you'll be worried about what's the next step he's going to do, and you are not going to be carrying your duty in this life. And if you be busy with it because you want to get a revenge from this person. Same thing, people have bad attitude about different things. And if you get to know this bad characteristic about the other people, that you will hate them. And you will be a distance from them. And this became not good for you. Same thing that Allah didn't tell you when is going to be the day of judgment. Neither who told you when is going to be Laylatul Qadr. Neither Allah show you when is the hour that He answered the prayer in Yawm al-Jum'ah. All this is ni'mah. Okay? But you're unaware about it. So being ignorant about it will make you conscious and try to be eager to catch Laylatul Qadr, and for you to be prepared for Yawm al-Jum'ah. So now, even in things that you are not aware about it, you can see the ni'mah of Allah. So can you imagine thinking about the favor of Allah in things that you know? So the Shaykh, rahmatullah alayhi, is trying to tell you in a short words, in everything there is a favor and a blessing of Allah. About what you know or what you don't know. Okay? What you can see and what you could not see. And you have to have sabr, patience, endurance, and also in the same time you have to have gratitude and being thankful. We had stated that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made ni'mah in everything. Even the pain and the suffering, it can be a ni'mah and favor of Allah. Or it can be a ni'mah for somebody else, not for you. As example, the kuffar in hellfire, in the hereafter. This became ni'mah for the people of Jannah. It's a suffering for the people of hellfire, but it is a favor and ni'mah for the people of Jannah. That because if nobody else suffering, those who are in favor and the blessings, they are not going to acknowledge and recognize the blessings. And in addition to this, the people of Jannah will be more happy and grateful when they see that they are not punished like other people who are in hellfire. Do you see that the people of dunya, they are not so happy with the light of the sun, although everybody needs the sun. But because Allah made the sun for everybody, you don't have many people who really care or pay attention about the sunrise or not. Same thing about decoration of the heaven. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the stars and makes the heaven look so beautiful, the skies and the stars, okay? And this is better than any view that you ever can see. But many people are not grateful to this because it's something that you see it every day and available for everybody to see. As a result of this, you don't see the people so excited over it. So, maybe it is right to us to say that Allah did not create anything except there is a purpose, a wisdom, a reason, and there is a blessing in it. And the blessing can be for everybody or for some of the people. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the calamity, so the calamity will be a favor and a blessing for the person who's suffering the calamity, or will be a favor and a blessing for the person to see the person who is tested by the calamity? Anybody understand anything? Should I stop? Say no. So as a result of this, the slave servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you owe Allah two ibadah for any calamity or any ni'mah. For any calamity or any favor, that you need to be patient and to be grateful. Because it is a ni'mah for you or ni'mah for somebody else. Okay? So you worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by two things, because both of them are combined. Okay? One is the sabr on the calamity, and also you be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have to know, in poverty, illness, fear, test of this dunya, 5 things any reasonable and sensible person, he will be happy with it, and he will be grateful. And we're going to mention some of these 5 things very quick, because we still have to read this in English after he heard it in Spanish. Number 1, any calamity, illness, sickness, whatever that happened, that fall on top of you, you have to know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will able to test you with double of what he tests you. Somebody suffering headache. So why I have to be grateful and I have a bad headache? Because possibility that Allah cannot make it only a headache, can be a headache and back pain. Okay? So now you will remember that Allah tests you, but he tests you with one thing, and he can make it 2 things or 3 things. So although that you are going to have to be patient with the headache, but you're also going to be grateful because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't make it worse. And you understand, this one was in English, is it?
Yes. Yes.
أسقاك الله من زمزم. Number 2, you should be grateful when the calamity fall in you, that because what Umar ibn Khattab is saying, ما ابتليت ببلاء إن إلا كان لله تعالى علي فيه 4 نعم. Umar is saying, any time calamity fall on me, unless I see 4 favors from Allah on this calamity. Number 1, that was not in my deen, but was in the dunya. As example, I didn't miss Salat al-Asr. Okay? But I lost $10. So somebody is thinking only about I lost $10. To Umar, no, he will think about what? I didn't miss Salat al-Asr. So as long as the calamity is not in my deen, I'm okay. Alright? Number 2, I'm grateful to Allah with the calamity, that because it can be greater than what happened to me. Okay? Car hit me. Alright? But with a scratch in my forehead, I didn't die. Okay? Number 3, that I'm not deprived the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because with every calamity, if you be patient, you get reward. A man said to Sahl ibn Abdullah, the thief entered my house and took my property. He said to him, be grateful to Allah. Can you imagine if the shaitan enter your heart and spoil your iman, what you will be doing? The man complaining about the thief took what? His property. He says this is nothing. Worse than this, if the shaitan enter your heart, not your house, and instead of taking your property, he will take your iman. or put some deviation or temptation in your heart. And whosoever have the right to whip you 100 times, and he gives you only 10 times, so you deserve to be grateful and thankful to him. That means you are the slave servant of Allah, and Allah can do anything with you. And if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make you a ground beef, not only hit by a car and you got up and walking, he made you totally dead, and he made you have a scratch only, he didn't lose your leg. So now you be grateful that the calamity was not worse than what happened to you. Number 3. No, we're already. Okay, we moved from Umar and went to Sahel and we're going to somebody else. This shows that you getting tired. Who would like to read? Okay. All right, 3 people awake. Okay, who would like to read now?
I will.
All right. Page number 299. Can you please read for us? Excuse me, brother, we don't need Quran. Read the English.
Inshallah.
Thank you.
One may argue, you have stated that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has appointed a grace in each creature. This indicates...
Are you in page number 299?
Yes, sir.
Relationship of patience and gratitude?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay. This indicates that in the origin, this is no adversity. Thus, what is the significance of patience? On the other hand, if adversity is there, how can we be grateful for it? How can patience and gratitude come together? Since patience implies affection, whereas gratitude necessitates a bless. Why they are contradictory.
Brother, you read Spanish like me. We need one little bit faster. Anwar, you want to do this? Because you're going to put them like me, exactly. You want to try? Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry, brother. We need somebody to say it in English, not in Spanish. Spanish is no good.
In fact, you should know that both adversity and prosperity are there. Patience is not required in every adversity, such as disbelief. Though in adversity, enduring it patiently is meaningless. The same applies to all kinds of disobedience. However, an unbeliever does not sense his affliction, like an ill person who does not feel his pain due to swooning. An obedient man recognizes his sin, so he should shun them in that way.
But brother, I think you're reading in French, brother. Can you read, Habib? What is your finger there? Exactly.
One's health may also lead him to his end. In that way, each grace can turn into adversity. One may also be afflicted and blessed at the same time. For example, man does not know when he will die. This is a great grace, since knowing it, his life would be disturbed. The same applies to man's ignoring people's feeling towards him. Had he known them, his life would become filled with envy, hatred, and revenge. The same applies to one's unawareness of others' fault. Otherwise, he would have loathed them. This also applies to concealing the last day, Laylatul Qadr, and the hour of granting supplication on Friday. All these are graces, since concealing them instigate exerting effort. In fact, we wonder if this is the case of ignorance. What about knowledge? We have already stated that the Almighty has an underlying grace in everything. Even pains may be a grace as to a sufferer and a source of discomfort to others. This applies to torture of disbelievers in the hellfire. For the inhabitants of paradise, it is a grace. If disobedient person did not receive their due punishment, obedient ones would not taste the sweetness of rewards. In fact, remembering their counterparts' torment, the residents of paradise become greatly delighted.
Let's see somebody who can read in English, South English.
Reading Greek.
Anwar, can you read South English, like sudden one? A sudden English.
With a twang.
Yeah.
Somewhere, yeah, right there.
Yeah, where is your finger? Yeah. Come on, brother. You guys, you need to learn English. Come on, what's wrong with you? All of you Spanish?
People are not pleased with the light of the sun, though they are in dire need for it. The sun is even more important than plants and vegetation, since all humans enjoy its heat. In that way, affliction can also be a grace for the person himself or someone else. Therefore, one should maintain patience and gratitude. One may be pleased with a certain aspect of something and displeased with another aspect of the same thing. Thus, the former entails gratitude, whereas the latter, patience. You should know that each adversity, such as poverty, disease, fear, etc., has four aspects requiring a sensible person to be pleased therewith, namely, 1. Being afflicted, you should perceive that this misfortune could be less severe than other ones. In that way, you should be grateful to the Almighty, since He has not afflicted you with a severer tribulation. Your religion should remain intact, without any deficiency. Umar ibn al-Khattab remarked, receiving an adversity, the Almighty grants me 4 blessings. Namely, my religion remains intact, I am spared severer one, I always get contented therewith and yearn for its reward. Someone told Sahil ibn Abdullah, a thief has entered my house and stolen my possessions. Sahil asked him to be grateful to the Almighty, saying, what would you do if the devil infiltrated your heart and undermined your faith? You should even be grateful to Him who chooses to alleviate your punishment, though you deserve it in full. Number 3, punishments are originally postponed to the hereafter. However, worldly sufferings alleviate them. Hardships met in the hereafter are persistent. If not, they cannot be relieved. Receiving punishment in this world, one becomes not liable for it on the last day. The Prophet ﷺ said, there is nothing in the form of trouble that comes to a believer, even if it is the pricking of a thorn, that there is decreed for him by Allah good, or his sins are obliterated, reported by Muslim. Number 4, such an adversity is recorded in the mother of the book, and it is inevitable. Being afflicted therewith and freed from anxiety, therefore, it is a great grace. Number 5, rewards appointed for adversities excel them, since they pave the way to the last day. Just like preventing a young boy from playing. If left alone to play, he would not achieve any knowledge nor good manners, thus rendering his life a miserable one. Likewise, wealth, children, relatives, and one's own friends can lead to one's destruction. Atheists will wish that they were insane, without depending on their minds as to the Almighty's religion. Hence, whenever anything of the like betakes a man, it is for his religious integrity. Therefore, everyone should think good of the Almighty and try to sound the benefits underlying wisdom. Divine wisdom is quite an all-embracing, covering all aspects of human life. Allah alone knows where interests of His servants are fulfilled. Receiving their rewards for adversity, they will be grateful to Him, like a young boy thanking his parents and teachers when he reaches maturity, when he tastes the fruits of their education. And adversity is a means whereby the Almighty refines us. He is even more merciful and kind than parents. The Prophet ﷺ said, the Almighty never decrees anything for a Muslim unless it is good for him. Reported by Ahmed. The greatest sin is indulgence in these worldly affairs. The best way to salvation is to decline it with one's heart.
Thank you.
Time up.
Jazakallah khairan. This is the reason I was rushing to get in it. Okay. All right, brothers, we thank you for being here tonight. Jazakumullah khair. You did very good. Spanish, English, French, now, and Greece, and Southern language, all kind of things. Hopefully that you had benefited something. Again, I will encourage all of you to get the book, and that we can every once a week or something like this, we can try to hear something. I think it's something that worthy of hearing, is a good reminder, and this is what I call it, ice on the cake. Anybody agree or disagree, or I want to hear comment about the change for tonight? Anybody like what we had tonight, or did it bring anything, you understand, to make you start to think more and be grateful to Allah, even if you don't like what is going on, being patient, and somebody have a problem with his wife, somebody with his husband, somebody with the job, somebody with the house, somebody with the car, but you be patient and you be grateful and you can think about these things that we talk about tonight. Anything bring any reminder, any good thing in your life? Yes.
Yes, I enjoyed it.
Did you understand it first?
Yes.
Okay.
I do. Yeah.
I thought you enjoyed his voice while he was reading.
That was good. That was good.
Which one? The sudden one?
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway,
The chocolate one.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about it? Is words of wisdom, you understand, that really we need to reflect on things like this.
It broadened my understanding of how to accept adversity and the meaning of sabr along with adversity. That even though a calamity befalls you, that it could have been a worse calamity than it already was. And that you should be grateful to Allah that the calamity wasn't greater, whatever it may be.
So this is what I want you, because I'm not going to sit and read the whole book with you, but I want you to have access. And like I said, we're going to put masjid on the cover so nobody, as if people will pay attention to the sign. So somebody can visit it sometimes and read from the book. But you should have your own personal copy, and while you're sitting, the doctor waiting, understand, in the waiting room for half an hour, you can read it while you're in the bus station, you can open it. It will take your mind off, you understand, all this crazy stuff, life going, because the words maybe is a little bit big, but it's enjoyable. At least I enjoy it, although I barely can read it. Is it? Anybody understood anything?
Yeah.
All right.
A quick comment.
Yes, sir.
This reminder confirms the statement of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam that it's astonishing the fear of the believer. That everything's good. Something happens to him and he's patient, he has a blessing. Something gives him good, he thanks for him. So, and also reminding the story of a man that was business one in the desert, and he was in a tent, kind of old folks' home. So before he gets there, he hears him saying, Alhamdulillah, al-Fadlni, praise be to Allah who preferred me over a lot of his creation. So he knocked on the door, he said, excuse me, as I came to your house, I overheard you say, praise be to Allah who preferred me. But you're out in the desert alone, you have no kids, no support. He said, can I see? He said, yeah. So he kept mentioning favors, so they can see, they can talk. So maybe someone may be handicapped, or just something you can thank God for.
Jazakallah khairan, akhi. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for being here tonight. Anybody would like to read inshallah in the future or hear more from the book? Should I explain it first in Spanish and after this we do what we did tonight? Or let somebody read it straight from it? How you like to do this? I would like to get your input, please.
Anwar reads very...
No, I'm not asking about Anwar now. I'm asking, should I, like I did, you understand some kind of...
The same format as tonight.
Huh?
The same format as tonight.
Same format?
Yeah.
You're British, brother. I want to hear from other people.
Enjoy it.
Alright, Jazakumullah khairan. Hopefully somebody took some notes and you reflect on it. And like I said, we're going to keep a copy here. And please kindly, nobody take it home. If you want to take it home, buy your own copy. We're going to put this here. Check it out. It's a nice book, you understand. It goes, the words go to your heart, inshallah, by the will of Allah. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, nastaghfiruka.